Okay, we will pick back up with the three of you joining your friends at your rented home, your college student rental. It is Sunday. It is in the late afternoon. You walk in to the smell. Chef, even you can smell garlic, chili pepper, and chicken cooking, simmering on the stove. A delicious pot of white meat chicken chili, sort of green chili with the different spices of
hmm
the different vegetables than the dark Texas chili. And Erica's there in a sort of Daisy Duke shorts, a halter top,
And chaps.
chaps,
Chaps.
and she's stirring. She's stirring it and sampling it a little bit. And Rocco is just sitting there, transfixed, looking at her. His tongue is lolling out. He's drooling on the linoleum floor of the kitchen. He's panting heavily, and he's like, "Come on, give me some, give me some. Just drop a little bit for me." And you all come in the front door.
Ah, boy.
Ain't
That
ready
was
yet. Soon, though. Soon.
okay. Okay. Thank you.
Looking forward to it.
Here, Shep, you could lay down on the couch. You feeling any better?
Yeah, how's our boy feeling?
Uh,
Not great.
he was doing better earlier, but then he was having a bad time, so we drove him back home. Hopefully he'll be better by tomorrow.
Okay.
Let's see. Get him some Gatorade.
Sophia, this
Yes.
collage that you are working on, I see you as having a big artist's, what would you call it, a satchel or a briefcase, one of those big portfolio, right?
Oh
That you
God,
put your
yeah.
artwork in, and it folds around it and straps so you can
Yeah, like
carry big
like
flat
a super
things.
large binder with straps. That's
Yeah.
Huge.
basically a
Well,
backpack
Yeah.
thing.
you
Yeah.
you hadn't really been working on your collage much here. You like you like working on it. There's just something about being in the art studio in the Martha Pannerson Annex, which just sets the mood right. It gets
Oh yeah, they've got
your
everything.
creative juices flowing. It's got, if you run out of glue or whatever, the
And I don't
lighting
have to
is
pay for it.
the lighting is no, that's right, and the lighting is just right, and the humidity and the temperature is good, and you can share a little conversation with other students and friends while you're doing this. But nevertheless, you did bring your collage back with you because you were hoping to stare at it and get some inspiration about how else you might artistically represent just the sheer evil that trees represent, that malign presence, that danger, um, the fact that they can strike at you at any time. Um, Oddly, you had this sort of opened up like a big book laying on your bed, and all of the rich brown woody
Hmm.
bark of the trunks, the gray of the small sticks, some of the leaves which were rich in like autumnal hue and orange and red and gold, um, even the stark white background of this page that you have affixed these various items to. Everything now is a different shade of green. You've got a pale green background. The stick that forms the main trunk is a verdant dark, um, like evergreen, like pine needle green. Everything is green. The leaves that were red and gold and yellow are now like Kelly green and lime green and pale lawn green. Um, it is, you think it's a trick of your eyes, and then you think it's a trick of the lighting, but it is not, as you just come to realize that this is this a joke? Someone has turned your vibrant collage into a collage of green.
Does it look like it was painted?
It does not.
And yet everything is still in the same place it was before.
I mean, in the background, you had done some artistic swirls in like reds and oranges to sort of let the eye travel around in a circular fashion to really appreciate all the elements besides that one central tree trunk. Even those paints are done in shades of pale green and greens of various hues. But no, it doesn't. It seems like the leaves that you elected to press onto this were green.
So very
You chose a
dry.
green piece of paper to put this all upon. You picked just odd, perhaps moss infused sticks to represent the trunk of that tree. The branches, other types of green. You aren't certain. They don't look painted.
I don't notice any Lucky Charms, do I?
No, there are no green clovers, yellow moons, pink stars, blue diamonds.
Oh
No,
gosh.
nothing like that. It just looked like you carefully selected items that were all various shades of green. It's pleasing to look at.
This isn't supposed to be pleasing.
You gaze upon it, and it's rather verdant and alive. Just the colors of green. Very strange. Very strange. Probably beyond the capability of Mir and Erica, even on their best day, their most hijinks of days.
I'm gonna grab my charcoal and start going over the green to dull it out.
Okay. Fair enough. It leaves
This look more terrifying.
It leaves sooty gray smudges as you touch the charcoal and start to rub and sketch. Edges, draw lines. Putting it alongside sideways makes a nice uniform etching.
Oh boy.
You hear Mir say, Erica, stop feeding Rocco. Come on, darling, it was just a little chicken. You know he's getting tired of that dry food, especially that low calorie shit you've been feeding him. Erica, Rocco is fat, he says. He's got to lose weight. I hear you. I hear you.
God, that's funny. Saying, I guess we could give him less snacks here and there. But he looks so happy.
Isn't a pet supposed to look like his owner, Ava?
Yeah. Mir has gotten a little.
Oh no!
He's gotten a little thicker around the middle since he hasn't been exercising. But I mean, the poor guy is still puffed up with, medicines to keep infections from occurring,
savage.
and anti-inflammatories, and stuff like that. So
He's laughing.
So you plan to go to Lisa Gray's tomorrow in the evening. What would you like to do tonight?
Should we pick up the equipment from Glenmac tonight or wait till tomorrow morning?
You could do that tomorrow on campus.
Yeah, we have to go to class tomorrow anyway.
Yeah.
So we could go over to his office and ask for it.
Most of those most of those items have
Can I bum a ride to campus tomorrow, please?
Don't want to go riding with Sophia.
My motorcycle is much more stable than her truck is.
Yeah, but her truck doesn't have a big
Mailbox shaped imprint.
tree-shaped dent in the front of it like mine does.
Yeah, yours
I
is
mean,
from hitting Jimmy Buck's front steps, his iron
right.
grate work.
Yeah,
She also hit a tree.
she did. She did hit. She hit a few things,
That's right.
I hit
It
a zombie
got
on
but
the
it
way
wedged.
to
was
that
for
tree.
our safety.
You
You
are
got
welcome once
wedged.
again for
I
saving
am
Wedged
your
so
life.
between two
You
grateful.
trees.
never heard me badmouth you about zombies.
Rocking forward and back and scraping and scraping.
If, eh, I mean, we
Just saying, I need a way to get to class, and Glen Mac's equipment is not exactly easy to put on a motorbike, if
No,
I
it's not.
remember right.
Although it
no.
generally
So
comes in nice padded canvas bags that zipper and buckle shut with carrying
Mm,
straps. They're pretty nice.
Uh,
But
I
yeah,
don't think
on the
she
back of a bike.
wants me trying to hold on to giant strapped canvas bags while she's strapped in the
what
motorcycle.
if we ask Glenn Mac to drop it off at Miss Lisa's house? Maybe they can rekindle.
You could ask him.
It's is it not worth a try? The woman seems very distressed. Maybe he can make her not so stressed.
It's hard to do with two kids around. And while you think that Matthew would be happy in his room for hours on end playing video games and superhero games, you don't think that that little girl, Marissa, is ever more than just a tiny number of steps from her mom.
That's true. Or maybe they could at least say hi. But yeah, if it's a lot of equipment, I don't know I don't know if Erica should be driving expensive equipment around.
I
I
heard
can
that,
drive.
y'all.
I can drive.
What? I didn't nothing nothing.
You know, yeah,
I think Erica
you,
is very capable of driving tomorrow night.
hey, you're in Texas. Ain't no truck not got some dents in it. Gives them personality. That's the first thing you. That's the first thing you do when you get a new truck is go out mudding. Come on,
Yeah,
y'all. Come on, Shep. I
but
know you. I know you've been out mudding. I saw you. I
We
saw your
were.
truck. It was covered with mud. Could barely make out the license
Yeah.
plate on that thing.
That
but
was
if we go
fine.
mudding, we have to go near trees, and then Sophia gets, she shoots
I
things and
get nervous. I don't always
not
shoot
good.
things.
Yeah. Y'all go out mudding near the big thicket. You better let somebody know that you're going out there. Hogzilla get you.
Ho-
I'm sorry.
Mhm.
This is the first time I've heard of
Or
Hogzilla.
You heard of Hogzilla?
or giant
It's a big old.
giant
No.
It's a
chicken pterodactyl thing.
Excuse
no.
me.
It's a wild. It's a big old wild hog. It's as big as a Winnebago.
What?
Yeah.
How
Comes
No
how
way.
did we go?
trampling through
How
the
did we go?
brush, leaving trees busted and saplings uprooted, and you find
Oh, so it's one
piles
of
of
Sophia's heroes.
poop big as a beach ball. Come on, you all heard that Texas
Could you-
legend. You ain't been paying attention in your survey class, has you?
No. I don't think I
No.
take that class.
Ah, just,
I'm too busy with all of my labs to look at a survey.
ah. Last year, you all took a survey class that focused on pine box legends and the history, um, how
Gosh.
pine box came to be, how there was a Mexican impresario was provided the funding to take several families up to this area, and how they originally tried to settle in the big thicket, but it was just too wet and the water too dank and foul, too acidic.
Mm.
So instead, they moved out to where Pine Box um, is now.
Did it mention Hogzilla?
That was one of the topics. Hogzilla and the chupacabra that all live in the
Yeah,
woods.
the fog monster
We are
was mentioned
familiar.
too, wasn't it?
All kinds of also. Well, you guys are in an interesting area where the Bayou country overlaps with the Mexican heritage and then the folklore of the Codoans, the American Indians, and their sort of raven um, mythology and the various animal-headed gods that they worship. You're in a kind of a perfect place where all three of those kind of meet right next to the big thicket. So yeah, you understand a fair amount of the folklore you're quizzed on, as well as
Ooh.
some of the in fact history of the area and the history of the college. You know, it was once an all-girls school, and a married
It
couple.
explains a lot.
Yeah, a married couple who the woman was a graduate. They found that the number of young women studying there dropped from in the 20s down to 12 down to 5. It was in danger of closing, so he infused a great amount of wealth into the campus
Mm.
and made it a co-ed campus. And then
That's who you
fin-
blame, Ava.
then finally in the 70s, I
Oh
believe
man.
it became East Texas University. I believe it
But
was like Texas. Um, there was another name for it. I forget, but it was called something like East Texas Technical College or something. It was known.
Teaching college.
mm, I could blame them, but then if I blame them, I couldn't have met cool people like you guys.
Mhm.
Yeah, Hogzilla rings a bell. Oh yeah, it's sort of like like a local
Hogzilla.
legend. Big as a Winnebago.
Oh,
Big old tusks, razor sharp. You
Sounds
find
like good barbecue.
oh, I don't want to run into that thing. If you go mudding, don't bring me, please.
all right. So you all regale each other with some of the legends that you've heard, and certainly the
Mm.
the La Bruja is one of the legends that you hear. The old witches and their little bags of magic trinkets and their ability to cast hexes. And you
Yep.
know that this is true. You experienced that firsthand. Um,
Yep,
Bruja.
just kind of whistles a little bit and
It's like brujas. They
all
exist.
right. So you all go to bed. You wake up the next morning.
uh,
You
I would like to do some research tonight just on like Jewish traditions to see if they have, because was thinking about the vision and the funerary urns and stuff like that.
mhm.
I want to see if they have some form of a blessing similar to holy water or something like that.
Sure. Can
Mm.
roll a research roll.
I do not have research.
Then you can make a untrained at -2.
Okay.
Oh no. Oh,
I'll take that.
Oh yeah.
So a
determined.
D4 minus
Very
2, and
determined.
you roll an 11.
He got 2 explosions.
Wow. Yes, certainly there are scrolls in that Hebrew text. There are blessings in the Torah. There are um, rites of purification and protection. There are certain passages in the Old Testament that deal with the passage of the Jews um, through the desert, and the Book of Exodus certainly has numerous um, verses that would apply to such. Just the rich like symbology and the letters.
Hmm.
Okay. Is there I should know this because I am local, but is there a synagogue in Pine Box?
There is not.
Okay.
Hmm. Let's see. Ba, ba, ba.
And I'll kind of explain this to Ava and Sophia as I'm doing the research, kind of explaining that I'm just trying to look for something since
Mhm.
we're dealing with, Nazis who should be throat punched.
There is
Uh,
a there is a sizable there is a sizable temple in the town of Lufkin, which is kind of from Pine Box. You skirt along the southern edge of the reservoir of the big lake, Lake Greystone, and you continue west, and Lufkin is there. Lufkin is also the nearest like Sam's Club as well for buying bulk items. Just as an aside.
Hmm.
That was pretty far.
I'll explain all this to the girls and just kind of say, since we're dealing with Nazis and apparently possibly Jewish victims,
Hmm.
um, you know, there might it might be something to not just use Christian holy water, maybe.
You have a point.
Maybe the good father may know some people in the interfaith stuff.
Maybe.
I'd still bring at least 1 gallon just to
Oh no,
see
we
what
should
shows
bring
up
it
first.
definitely.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, just in case we
Hmm.
have to do some sort of consecration of remains or something like that.
True. Is there? Huh. Is there anything else? No, we can give him a call tomorrow and see if there's
Mm-hmm.
anything he can tell us. That would be good after class or during lunch or something.
Yeah.
Hmm. Sure.
Uh,
I was really glad you guys didn't take a ball jar full of holy water up onto the water tower, because that would have been great against those imps. That's why I kept
we
asking you
should have.
what you're taking. Um,
Uh, but
Oh,
yeah.
I was sitting there just going,
Oh, you never
hmm.
know when you're gonna
It'd
run
be
into
nice
a
if
demon.
somebody finds some
Oh man.
in their
We're
back pocket, a mason jar.
We'll water gun it.
what do you guys know what's good against ghosts? I don't I don't remember if we used anything against creepy ghost creatures last time. All I have is pepper spray, and I don't think it's gonna work very well.
Maybe not.
Holy water
Also, this
might.
knife
Um,
that I need to give back to you.
Oh, you sure you don't want it?
uh,
He loaned it
maybe
to me.
Mir would know better.
What's
he's
good
in his room.
against ghosts?
He's in his room with his doors closed.
Oh, hey, that's Father Gene Michaels.
It is. We need to give him a call.
He's so happy.
He's such a happy man.
Hmm.
Um,
He's the one that sold you the 4 jars of holy water in a nice wooden box, padded with a lid with a clasp on it.
I'll give him a call.
thank you.
I'm sorry.
I will
Sometimes I
go
forget.
ask Mir what things he has. If he has any idea, if anything is good against some ghosties and undead things, um, ask the father too, please.
I will ask the Father.
Risen Church. This is Father Michaels.
Hi, Father Michaels. This is Sophia. Um, I was wondering. We really
Sophia.
need to.
Sophia.
Oh, we bought a bunch of holy water.
Ah, the students. Ah,
Yes.
yes. Yes, I was hoping you would
Raven's
call.
Outreach.
Yes, I was hoping you would call. Um, when I went to the Quiet Villa Estates, the rest home, um, there were no zombies to be found. However, upon further investigation, there were um, dead elderly, geriatric corpses um, in some of the units there. It was remarkable. As you recommended, after the investigation was complete, they came up with a story about arsenic in the water to satisfy the locals and to keep people from sniffing around. And we at the church took down um, every one of those relics, those evil sigils that we could, and did destroy them. The the
Thank
dead,
you.
the yes, that was a good recommendation about visiting our friend Paul Vanderhorn outside of town for that device, that crushing device did a remarkable job, and the the dead um, had had perished weeks to months beforehand, although they were remarkably preserved. Um, the least dead of the dead had been dead for over 2 weeks.
Mm.
That's really sad to hear.
Yes, yes, I do. I do minister to some of the members of the congregation did come from the quiet villas, and I do, or I had visited there at times, and this is quite sad, but it is just one of the ends of days things that we encounter and must gird ourselves against. They were looking for you, but I persuaded them that um, just due to the fact that these people had perished weeks ago or months ago, that there was no need to investigate any further.
Thank you. That is super helpful.
Well, thank you for your good works and for coming to the bottom of this remarkable chapter. Do you know of the whereabouts of the mullet-haired gentleman that runs the place?
Uh, Jimmy Buck.
He vanished without a trace.
Darn. I was almost hoping you would know.
No, I do not. We
Can't
will
miss
we,
that
we
El
will keep
Camino.
an eye out for him.
I hope I never see him again.
Scary man.
But I have my friends and I have another issue.
Indeed.
Yes, there is a haunting, and there may be an evil undead ghost Nazis.
Wait. One more time, slower.
Oh my god.
Oh, there there is a haunting going on. Uh, and
Oh,
the
no.
one causing it seems to be an evil undead ghost Nazi. Did you read the papers yesterday?
I did.
Um, it's the man's house.
That's
This
extraordinary.
is happening at.
Oh god.
Yes,
But that evil um
undead
that
ghost Nazi.
that devil on earth died. He is buried in the cemetery.
Um, well, his neighbor is currently being haunted by the souls of the dead people's stuff. I'm guessing that he had stolen.
Well, that is extraordinary.
And then there's also the undead evil Nazi that seems to be tormenting these souls that are haunting his neighbor. At least that's how I understand it. We were considering just dumping holy water all over the place. But do you have any suggestions?
My advice to you, my young friends, would be the same advice that I gave you a year ago at about this time. Salt and cold iron.
Salt and cold iron.
Can we borrow some?
Do you happen to have doesn't matter the kind of salt, right? Sea salt's fine.
Certainly. It is
And
thought that salt is of the earth, and the apparitions cannot bear its touch.
and cold iron. So I could like grab a shovel out of the garage and that would work.
I don't think it works that way, child.
I'm I'm still learning how to do this.
Cold rolled iron would be the material that one would use to formulate the vertical slats of a wrought iron fence, for example, or I believe last time we had this discussion, that attractive blonde girl had purchased a fireplace poker.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Fireplace poker.
Yeah, for cold iron. Certainly, wherever you would go, don't buy a shovel at the hardware store, but some old railroad spikes, antique railroad spikes might work. Those crowbars, the long 4-foot pry bars that you would use for like excavation would certainly work.
I
Are
think
the
Glenmac would have some of that actually. Maybe. Possibly. I'm a student and I don't want to look like I'm trying to break into people's houses if I go into a store asking for
Yes,
crowbars.
a crowbar and a
You
pry
know how this
bar
looks,
may
right?
raise suspicion. Although there were certainly good reasons to buy them as well. Certainly a crowbar is very useful.
Super useful. Thank you for your advice, Father.
Are these malevolent spirits? Have they caused injury or harm?
One of them hurt my friend in a vision.
In a
Or
vision.
maybe there was some physical pain too. He was not feeling well that day.
I see. I see.
Poor Ship.
I know. I keep looking down at Shep.
Poor Ship. He's
Well,
having a bad time.
as the young people say these days, keep me on speed dial, should you require any assistance.
Yes, sir. I'll hang up.
Okay.
I was on my way to Mir.
Okay.
Can I borrow your fireplace poker, Erica?
I assume you heard the whole conversation and made all the gestures I just saw.
Sure, y'all.
That was universal for all three of them.
Sure, y'all. You looking for more items?
4 foot home.
Y'all should go under the house and see what's in that old that shed area along the side of the house. You know where you found that old file.
Okay.
I think there's some crowbar stuff in there, maybe old tire iron or something like that.
We
Might
can
work.
Oh,
see.
I could definitely find
Okay,
one.
we can do that.
All right.
Let's do that instead. I won't bother Mia
Thank
then.
you, Erica.
Sure, sweetheart.
I will go down and see if there's anything around that is cold iron. Do I have to roll for that?
No, I'll give you that. You find an old crowbar and an old tire iron. Rusty,
Okay.
but serviceable. They're of that type of like surface material that when you hold it and then you put it down, it leaves like a rusty line on your hand from like
Oh no,
oxidation and rust. Sure.
that's gross.
Chemistry major. Between biotech and chemistry, can we come up with a solvent to clean that?
Yeah, I was about to say, I was like, as a chemistry major, I'm sure she knows what to use to clean it up.
Sure. I'm recalling
Uh,
quite a phenomenal roll that you made when you went to clean that old rasp off. So I'll apply that as well. Sure, a good stiff wire brush will go a long way. Maybe a little bit of oil.
we'll make it nice and clean.
Sure.
A lot of these tools seem to be about 90% the size of Ava.
Mm-hmm.
So
Sure.
We'll give you
I'm
the salt in
wondering.
the cabinet.
I will take the salt. Um, I would like to see if I can't make some kind of a salt, uh, like I guess a couple of salt bombs,
Sure. Sure.
mechanisms.
Sure.
Um,
Some soft, some well-worn soft paper packets with salt in them, tied with a piece of twine.
some salt bombs.
That as big as I don't know, a baseball.
Yeah, and
It's got a little bit of weight to it, so you think it would you'd be able to hurl it pretty efficiently.
is there stuff in the backyard so that I can work on a makeshift slingshot, maybe? MacGyver style? Make a
Shep
decent
would probably let you
slingshot.
borrow his as well.
Oh yeah, but Ava doesn't have any weapons whatsoever except for a pepper spray.
Speaking of which, would Shep be able to find anything that would, or maybe fashion something
Sure.
from a piece of?
Roll a
Okay.
notice roll for me, and
Okay.
Ava, let's have a repair roll. And Sophia, if you would like to participate in this, um, I will
I
make
spend a
yours.
penny on that.
I will make yours research.
Repair. Got it.
Shep notices what appears to be an old, maybe a belt that would drive an old lawnmower, which seems supple and resilient, and just enough flex that if you could somehow mount it thoroughly, securely, it would certainly give you just that right amount of pull. Sophia, you find what appears to be a sturdy, like a wrought iron frame for an old mirror or something like that. But it seems to be pretty sturdy and welded together to form really strong joints. And Ava, you find that you can easily use the wrought iron nature of the opposing corners of this empty frame that sort of curl like, was it fleur de lis? Fleur de lis?
Oh yeah,
That sort of curvature is very natural to mount on opposing corners this rubber this big rubber band essentially, and it
Mm,
seems to work remarkably well.
wonderful. I will use that as a slingshot thrower. Let me find the slingshot in the items. Slingshot. Will it let me take it? Sling. Sling makeshift. Cool.
I see slap under your weapons.
Yes.
Good, good. Now this is this would be most appropriate for hurling. In fact, you practice it. You make some paper, some little paper ammunition, and you fill it with sand because that's about the same density and weight as salt. And yeah, seems to work remarkably well.
How many salt bombs would I have been able to make with what we have in the kitchen?
Do we have a box of salt, or is just one of those tiny shakers?
You can make 8. You have a full Morton salt, that cylindrical cardboard container
Neat.
with a little flip spout,
Okay.
That's
and
what he said.
Perfect. I will. If Erica is still cooking, I'll tell her, I'll buy some more salt tomorrow. Okay, thanks. I'm sorry. Bye.
all right.
Let's see. So I have my sling. I've got pepper spray. I've got salt bombs. I've got.
Uh,
What else do I have?
is there like a dollar store nearby?
Sure there is.
I want to buy a water gun.
The water guns.
Yes.
Yes.
That's beautiful.
I don't know if the super soaker exists yet, but the bigger the better.
I mean, in
Yeah,
'97,
there were super suckers back
I don't
then.
remember.
Sure.
Okay.
There were super suckers in '97.
oh my god, there
So,
were some kind of
do you want the little handheld water gun or the real super soaker that's battery powered and fires a jet from 8 to 12 feet?
They're better.
look at. Wait.
Just the battery-powered super sucker.
Oh, not this. I
Oh
accidentally
man,
copied and pasted the wrong thing. Look at it.
Yeah, it's got
that
that.
was battery powered. I swear.
Yeah,
Battery
zzz.
powered? I think this one is pump powered. Like you pump it like a little.
Oh, like and
Yeah.
it builds up
Yeah.
pressure.
I think
I
the
think there
one
were a couple of different types. The battery-powered would have been at
these
Toys R Us.
ones from
Yeah,
way
I'm going
back.
to the dollar store.
Sure. We'll call it 15. We'll call it $15.
Heck yeah, that's perfect.
Or we could just go classic water
We can
gun.
get a we
I don't
can
know
get
why
a
I thought
smaller
that.
one
I don't know.
too.
I don't know why
The
it wasn't
little one.
battery powered. Maybe I'm thinking something else.
Yeah, like the little one I shared.
What do you want? A little handheld one?
The super soaker and the handheld.
Okay, the handheld's probably 8.
Yeah, that's perfect.
All right.
Those are funny.
College kids,
Glorious.
and the man that's at the register kind of smirks and says, "By the way, the balloons are down aisle 2."
Oh, I'm coming for those tomorrow.
He
I'm
said.
not.
He says, I figured out. Don't buy the cheap ones; they just break. Get the good quality balloons. You'll be much happier with them.
Thank you for the tip.
No problem.
So good. I'm so happy. We're gonna have
That'll
holy
be
water guns.
that'll be 24.22. That'd be cash
There
or
you are.
charge.
Oh, here's cash.
Wonderful. Thanks for stopping by.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Oh
He
man.
starts to tell you there's a sale on birthday candles, but you guys are like, pew, out the door.
Yeah. We're on a mission.
We are on a mission. We're ghost busting tomorrow.
D D D D D D D D D D D.
Oh man.
Ava's a little afraid of those ghosts.
Just
right.
a little.
All right, you get home, you all go to sleep, have a restful evening. The next day, you wake up, got to get through your classes, and then you probably see Lisa Gray at around 7 o'clock. She's going to go to Burger City. She's going to buy a couple sacks of good food, burgers, fries,
Bless
onion rings, all the drinks that you want, including the tea and coffee. But much to your chagrin, when you go to class in the morning, you find out it is time for a pop quiz. And the way that
heck
this pop quiz is going to happen is if you miss the question, I'm not going to penalize you. But if you answer the question correctly, I am going to offset that -1 to your academics roll when it comes time for midterms. Because I am a kind and benevolent dean.
All hail the benevolent dean.
The way this is going to work is I'm going to read the question. And while you're thinking about the answer, I'm going to post the question so you can actually visualize it. Because I think visualizing is easier.
Yes.
And then you don't have to keep asking me, what were the choices again? So let's see, in no particular order, who would like to go first?
Do I get to use pennies?
No.
Okay, just.
I'll go first.
It's a fair question. It's a fair question, but the answer is unequivocally no.
Okay.
Ava
will go first.
In order to decrease the basicity of soil, blank is used. In order to decrease the basicity of soil, blank is used. A, gypsum. B, potash. C, nitrogen. D, calcium. And I will enter the text. And it helps if I enter it in the right area. For some reason, it wanted to put it up in the
Where
in the title of
can
the.
I see?
I will paste it in a moment. I guess I have to give it a title, and then I can actually paste the text. And this is so slow. Backspacing. Okay, so I'm going to title this Pop Quiz. And now can I click and enter the text? Now I can click and enter the text. And I make it public with a click. Did it pop up?
Is it in notes? Yes, it is. I see it.
I don't see it.
Look in notes.
Oh. Aha.
And I'm just going to keep appending the questions to the bottom of this file. But this is your question. Ava, in order to decrease the basicity of soil, what is used? A, gypsum. B, potash. C, nitrogen. D, calcium.
Hmm.
And this is part of the chemistry exam.
Dang. I will say calcium.
Is D your final answer?
I feel like I'm on the Millionaire Show. Is that your final answer? Dang.
You know what? If you drop a penny,
No.
if you drop a
You can
Benny,
let
I will let you remove one of the options, one of the answers, and I'll randomly determine which one.
Okay. Sure, I'll do that.
All right.
I'll use a lifeline, Dean.
Yeah. drop a Benny in the little chat window, and when I see Ava is using a Benny, I will roll. And if it's the right answer, I'm going to choose another one. Okay, so what I have just done is eliminated B,
B.
potash. So I'm going to
Oh,
shift it. I'm going to shift it off to the side. So now your answers are gypsum, nitrogen, and calcium.
I think I'm going to change my answer.
Okay.
Instead of calcium, I will go with C instead.
Nitrogen, C. Is
I'll
that
do
your
that
final
instead.
answer?
Yes, I'll stick to it. I already used the lifeline. Let's go with it.
Okay. But the answer was A, gypsum.
Ah, fudge.
Who would like to go next, Sophia or Shep?
Sure.
Sophia. I'm going to paste the question under Ava's question. You should see
Okay.
it. Who painted the scream? Van Gogh, Vincent van Gogh. B, Wassily Kandinsky. C, Edvard Munch. D, Otto Mueller or Muller.
Dang. As an actual art major, I know this answer.
Yeah.
And I will extend to you the same benefit that I extended to Ava. If you wish, I will randomly remove one of the non-answers.
Benny's
without
No
without
questions
without a
asked.
moment's hesitation.
How many Bennies can I use? I swear I used to know this. I had so many art classes in high school.
So I am going to remove A. It is not Vincent van Gogh who painted the scream. So
Hold
your
on.
options are Wassily Kandinsky is B, C is Edvard Munch, and D is Otto Mueller. Who painted the scream, Sophia?
I want to say Edvard.
You wish to go with C.
Yeah.
Is that your final answer?
Kind of has to be.
Is C your final answer?
Yes, it is.
You are correct.
Oh,
Edvard Munch, C,
Got Munch.
painted the scream.
Poor Ava. She's gonna be depressed all day, failing her pop quiz.
Yeah, 'cause
Finally,
all of a sudden
was not expecting a pop quiz.
rethinking his
Oh,
That's the point
pop quiz.
of the pop quiz.
his major.
finally, Shep, biotech engineering. The first transgenic
Oh,
plant to
boy.
be produced is A, brinjal, B, tobacco, C, rice, D, cotton. The first transgenic plant to be produced. And I better not hear tap, tap, tap as you Google.
That was so hard to resist.
You would be expelled for cheating.
No, I'm not tapping, but I didn't hear a lot of it. It kind of came out garbled on my end.
Can you see the?
No.
It's
Let me
I only
under-
see Ava's stuff.
Yeah,
Really?
I only see Ava.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah.
If you
My
scroll
stuff
down,
didn't pop up.
You
It
there's
can't scroll.
nothing else except for my question. That they're
okay.
right.
Well, then I'm going to exit. I'm going
Oh,
to
there it is.
I'm going to click
Hey,
the X,
there
and
it
then I'm going
is.
to bring it back up again.
There it is. Oh my goodness. How funny.
Okay.
Now do you see it, Shep?
Yes.
Okay.
Transgenic. Damn it.
Would you like to burn a Benny?
Ship?
I'll give you my Benny.
Yes.
Let me see that Benny drop. There it is. Let the Bennies hit the floor. Let the Bennies hit the floor. I'm going to remove A, brinjal, leaving you with tobacco, rice, and cotton. Which of these was the first transgenic plant to be produced?
You removed the only one that I thought was a fake plant.
I don't know if it's fake or not.
I
Of the remaining
don't
three,
either, but that's the other one I didn't recognize.
Oh boy.
Transgenic. Be produced. I'm going to say rice. C.
is C your final answer?
Yes, because I want to keep at least one Benny.
The answer is B, tobacco.
Tobacco. Okay, so what is transgenic?
I have no idea. I found
Just-
I found these questions.
No. The dean needs to know. Minus one Benny for the dean.
I would have to I would have to guess that it is a plant whose origination is based upon two different species of plants somehow interlaced together.
Maybe. That's the reason I was thinking rice, because I was thinking GMO.
Mm-hmm.
Let's look it up, friends. Transgenic definition biology means that one or more DNA sequences from another species has been introduced by artificial means. Fancy.
Yeah.
Tobacco is a living species.
That makes sense because tobacco.
I mean, it does make sense. I was just thinking of it more as in GMO food related, because that's what GMO is basically.
Yes, these questions were not made to be easy. However, I wanted to make it in such a manner that missing the question does not penalize you in any way. So,
I'm interested in what gypsum is. I don't know what that is.
it's a kind of flaky stone, isn't it? Like
almost
like talc.
cool.
Almost like talc. It's way down on the or way up on the softness scale. You can almost scrape it with a fingertip.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I think you basically, if I'm thinking right, you put it in a field or to basically lower or increase acid, I think.
Oh.
It's been a long time since I've had to deal with gypsum.
Yeah. Sophia, I think I added a +1 to your academics. We'll keep that there temporarily, just to make sure that we don't forget, because after answering an excruciatingly hard question, I would not want you to miss the benefit of it. And I think...
So it's a 7?
I'm sorry?
So it's I can add the +1?
I tried to add a 1 to
it. Your derived stats?
Yeah.
Or the skill? Oh, okay.
No, to the academics. That's where if you had like the study edge,
right. Okay,
the test taker edge, that should give you a little +2. In fact, Ava, do you not have that?
I have that.
You do. I see a little +2 for you. So
I have a +2 automatically to academics. This is why she's going to be super bummed out for the rest of the day. She sucks.
Sophia, you can think of that as like an ephemeral +1 that is temporary in nature, but nonetheless it is there, and you can take advantage of it when
I'll just make a note of that.
When it comes time for midterms. And I think that is the perfect place to stop for the night.
I love it.
Let us reflect upon what we have done and what we have seen, and more importantly, what we have learned.
That Shep is not going to be a bioengineering major in junior.
Yeah.
He's touching majors.
That's what he's learning.
Very good. You can always change majors.
That's so
I probably
funny.
will have to if we keep on plot twists.
That
Poor
is
ship.
wonderful.